Hi everyone, I'm Jack, and I've done a lot of traveling. In this video, I want to tell you the things that I realized that you shouldn't bring while you're traveling. The first thing I definitely recommend not packing is too much clothes. While you're traveling, you'll find that you don't actually need as many clothes as you might have thought. I would recommend that you choose the most basic, simple, and reusable items out of your wardrobe to take on your travels. This will make it much easier to mix and match the clothes and make different outfits throughout the different days. Often you'll be able to find somewhere that you could do laundry while you're on a travel, and if it's a short trip, you won't have to worry about that anyways. If you end up overpacking on clothes, you might have to pay the oversized luggage fees, whether that be for weight or size. That's why, if you're trying to save money, the best thing you could do is build a wardrobe out of very basic and simple things that you could mix and match to make even better outfits. My normal packing list when it comes to clothes is one white shirt, one black shirt, maybe a button down, 2 to 3 pairs of pants, and shorts if a place is going to be more hot. If you're going to somewhere cold, I would definitely recommend that you wear the coat onto the plane, and you could always take it off and put it in the overhead or under the seat once you get there. But it's much easier than trying to pack a lot of the warm clothes into the bag, which end up taking up a lot more space. In a similar vein, I would definitely recommend trying to bring only one pair of shoes if you can. Often you may think you want other shoes before you get there, but really if you could buy a pair, something simple like a white pair of Vans or other white shoes or black shoes that can go with anything, it'll save you a ton of space in your bag. If you're going to somewhere like the beach, you could possibly pack some sandals which may be able to collapse into a smaller space. However, if you're traveling somewhere that you need to be more formal, I recommend trying to get a pair of shoes that's somewhere in between sneakers and formal shoes. There's a lot of nice ones out there that you could find online which will be able to help you to bring only one pair of shoes, yet it'll still be fancy enough for the occasion you have to go to. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I normally only travel with a backpack, so it makes it much easier to conserve the space when I only bring one pair of shoes that I'm wearing. The next item I recommend not to bring is too much technology. I use a lot of technology myself, whether it be for YouTube or my job, which I work remote at the moment, so I often found myself bringing a little bit too much technology. Whether it happened to be my Kindle and my phone and my laptop, when all of it was together, it was a bit too much. If you could find ways to condense your technology into one item, say I bring only my phone and my laptop, it would be much easier to save space, and also it protects you from if something's to happen with your items. Say they get lost in transit or if someone steals some of your stuff, it's much better to not have too much technology on you in case you end up needing to replace it. The next one's a bit more controversial, but I don't recommend bringing any cash to where you're traveling. I'd say it's a better idea to get a debit card such as the Charles Schwab card in the US or the Wise card, which is just an app and you can get it in almost any country. There are still some where it's limited at the moment. But if you get one of these cards where you could take money out from an ATM, you're actually going to save a lot on the conversion fees that you're going to get if you go to one of the money exchange places. The other thing about bringing too much cash or any cash on you is you're prone to lose it or get it stolen. This has happened to me in the past where I ended up misplacing some of my money in a rush leaving one of the hotels and I lost that money. That's why if you could instead get a debit card that allows you to take out money in foreign ATMs, then it'll be much easier to take out the money when you need it rather than carrying it around during your whole trip. That's why I think that the best course of action is to arrive at the trip without bringing any money and just take some money out, a small amount when you get there from an ATM, and then if you end up needing more later, you could always do that. Another reason is that your stuff isn't always safe in everywhere you go. Although I'm very safe and lock my stuff, one time while I was staying in Prague, which this could be the topic for another video, I had some of my stuff stolen out of the luggage storage room. While they were supposed to be protecting it, I had multiple items stolen such as my speaker and other things as well. That's why minimizing the valuables you have on you while traveling is a really good idea. The last things I recommend that you don't bring is more of a group of items. It could be really anything in terms of items that are not allowed through customs, whether that be alcohol or liquid or other items such as food that you can't bring through customs. Definitely just leave them at home. Don't try and trick the customs, don't try and get through them. Often you could run into issues, you could lose visas, you could lose global entry if you have that. I definitely don't recommend that you try and sneak anything through customs, as it's going to end up bad for you. If you really want to bring liquids or something of that sort to another country, and it is allowed and legal, then that's when I would recommend getting a checked bag, especially if you need to bring it to other people. However, if you want to avoid getting a checked bag, while you're doing your shopping in whatever country you're in, try and keep in mind not to get items that you won't be able to carry back through customs. It's a really big headache and a hassle when you try and bring them through, such as you get a bottle of alcohol for someone, when you reach the airport security and you realize, well, I can't bring this back. Although some airports do allow you to check that item later or ship it to you, that could end up being very expensive. And if you're trying to save on packing and traveling, then I recommend avoid those items while you're traveling. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you learned something from watching it. If you want to learn more about travel, I definitely recommend getting subscribed or joining my free WhatsApp community, which is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and I really appreciate you watching it. I hope to see you in the next one.